Previously, they confirmed that their firearms officers had shot the suspect. And so adding the two statements together, the assumption is that the suspect is currently lying unresponsive, but has an explosive device on his body, and that therefore the officers and the specialists have either been having to stay at a distance or have been able to reach him, but haven't been able to take his vital signs and therefore confirm that he's dead.
2 people are dead and 3 injured after a car and knife attack at a synagogue in Manchester. The suspect was shot by police on attempting to enter the building and is also believed to be dead, yet to be confirmed. There are fears he may have been carrying explosives. Extra police are being deployed to synagogues nationwide. The Prime Minister is preparing to chair an emergency Cobra meeting. The incident comes on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish religious calendar. Let's get the latest from this dreadful event from Alex Dibble, Deputy Head of News at Times Radio. Alex, let me come straight away to this. The police say the suspect is, quote, believed to be dead. Why are they not sure he's dead?
Greater Manchester Police say that his condition cannot currently be confirmed, they say, due to safety issues surrounding suspicious items on his person. They go on to say that the bomb disposal unit has been called and is now at the scene. Previously, they confirmed that their firearms officers had shot the suspect. And so adding the two statements together, the assumption is that the suspect is currently lying unresponsive, but has an explosive device on his body, and that therefore the officers and the specialists have either been having to stay at a distance or have been able to reach him, but haven't been able to take his vital signs and therefore confirm that he's dead.
So this would add credence to these earlier reports, some from eyewitnesses saying it looks like he's got a bomb, someone shouted. Look, he's got a bomb, and that therefore, bad as things are, if he had a bomb and had been continued into the synagogue, this could have been catastrophic.
It could have been. In the clip that was played, I think Hugo played it about 20 minutes ago, of officers shouting at members of the public to stay away as they were looking in from, on the pavement. The officer says at the end of that clip, he's got a bomb. He appears to say that. So yeah, that would give credence to that. You're right.
What about the victims? What do we know, if anything yet, of them?
In their latest statement, in which Greater Manchester Police confirmed the deaths of 2 people, they also say that 3 other members of the public remain in a serious condition. That also adds to what we knew roughly an hour ago, because initially we were told that paramedics were treating 4 people at the scene, and it was unsure if therefore there were only 4 victims. Now we know that there were at least 5, 2 of whom have died. 3 remain in a serious condition.
And in addition to using the car as a weapon, he had a knife.
He had a knife. And so it could have been, in that sense, a sort of 3-pronged attack. He was using the car as a vehicle, he had a knife, and of course, the bomb disposal unit are at the scene. It's believed he had an explosive device on him as well.
Have the police yet officially designated this a terrorist attack? Because, and I know the police have to be careful in this, but it does have all the hallmarks of a terrorist attack.
It does have all the hallmarks. What we know is that they instigated Plato, which was the code word for a marauding terrorist attack. That was as the attack was unfolding and as they were responding to it at about 9:30 this morning. But they have not yet confirmed that they believe that was the motive.
The Prime Minister is flying back early from Denmark, where he was at various meetings and convening a meeting of Cobra, which is the emergency committee that meets in Whitehall. Will they be able to do very much at this stage?
They won't be able to do too much at this stage. I mean, Andy Burnham confirmed very soon after the attack had happened that there was no danger to the public, because he had had it confirmed to him that the suspect had been shot. So in that sense, there's no immediate danger and there's not much that can be done. But the Prime Minister has confirmed, as you said earlier, that there will be extra security and assets, he said, around synagogues across the UK being made available today. He said the fact that this happened on Yom Kippur makes it all the more horrific. We have also, I should say, had a statement on behalf of the King, released by Buckingham Palace, which says, "My wife and I have been deeply shocked and saddened to learn of the horrific attack in Manchester, especially on such a significant day for the Jewish community." It goes on to say, "Our thoughts and prayers are with all those affected by this appalling incident, and we greatly appreciate the swift actions of the emergency services. Now, the swift actions is also something that Greater Manchester Police picked up in their statement, because they made a point of saying, we are grateful to the member of the public whose quick response to what they witnessed allowed our swift action, and as a result, and this picks up on what you said a moment ago, and as a result, the offender was prevented from entering the synagogue. Because it was Yom Kippur, there were many, many people inside the building who were physically protected from what happened outside because of a member of the public making an unbelievably quick call to the police.
Well, that's good news in a day of nothing but bad news. And so now we await and hope that this is a one-off and that other synagogues have not been targeted in a planned terrorist attack. So far, so good on that front. And we've yet to establish, because it's too early to do so, whether this is a lone wolf or part of a terrorist network.
We have yet to have that confirmed. I think the comments from Andy Burnham, I will go back to them, are encouraging on that point, in that he, I don't think, would have been so sure to say that there was no real danger to the public anymore if there was any idea that this could be part of more was to come.
You know, Andrew, I was thinking as you were coming in, I remember quite a long time ago now, at least 10 years ago, hearing you speak at the Holocaust Educational Trust, and you gave a very, very moving speech about the, I guess, the fragility of the Jewish community that was very much appreciated in the room. And no one would have expected 10 years ago that this is where we'd be now.
No, which is why I think they feel it more than ever, the Jewish community in our country. I see there's news coming in that the attacker is being pictured wearing what looks like a suicide belt.
Yeah.
So worse was to come.
Yeah.
If the police hadn't taken him out. These are difficult times for the British Jewish community. There are difficult times for the Jewish community all over Europe, I think, at the moment. Events in Gaza, the Palestinian question have exacerbated tensions and generated a lot of hatred as well. It's a difficult time. And people the Jewish community, the people I speak to, they are genuinely worried about their future in this country. And who would ever have thought that?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right, and I know the Jewish community has been sort of almost poised for this kind of thing for the last couple of years at least. And I mean, I have a huge amount of family. Most of my family, indeed, will be at various synagogues around the country.
And of course, Yom Kippur. I mean, I'm old enough to remember that was when the Arab states launched a huge attack on Israel.
Of course, the Yom Kippur War. Yeah,
that almost succeeded.
Yeah,
it's the closest Israel's come to losing.
Yeah,
because of Yom Kippur, and that will be a memory in Jewish people as well. That's a deeply historical religion. These things matter.
Yeah, I've also been thinking a lot about, and I said this before, about the way the news will be percolating around people who are at synagogue today, who won't have their phones on, who won't have the TV on, who won't have the radio on, be spreading sort of spreading mouth to mouth, and in some horror. So my thoughts with a lot of people in a lot of synagogues today.